Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out who will be your next romantic partner. You can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You will find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's find out using your oracles to begin with who is your next romantic partner, and then we will take a look at your tarot cards for more details. The hell am I doing? Okay, so your oracles are vegans, which says solitude, independent and peace. We have the number 23 over here. Then we have hedgehog, which says be a magnet for light, love and joy. Detective, which says great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And we have golden palace, again with the number 23. One interesting message over here is that you guys might share the same birth date, and for some of you even maybe the same birthday, as in both of you are born on 12th October or something like that. You might be of the same age. 23 of course might be of some significance over here. So this next romantic partner of yours, firstly, I feel like they don't really easily get into commitments with people. I feel like this is the kind of person who really values their independence and who really values their peace. And if they feel like somebody's company or somebody's companionship will be better than their solitude, only then will they go ahead and commit to that person. Otherwise, this is the kind of person who's pretty happy with their own company, pretty happy hanging out by themselves or with their friends, and that's about it. They have a very good nature, as I can see over here with the energy of hedgehog. Wherever they go, it's like they keep sprinkling happiness wherever they go, all the lives that they touch. There is literally nobody who does not like your next romantic partner, because that's how amazing they are. I don't think they hang out or talk to a lot of people. This seems like the kind of person who is very mysterious, but not because they're trying to be, but because of how selectively social they are. And again, this is where the energy of I value my solitude, I value my independence, I value my peace comes into the picture. Of course, quite literally, for some of you, this next romantic partner of yours might be a vegan. Maybe you are a vegan too. I am getting a message that for some of you, you might meet them at a chef's table or some tasting event of sorts, something like that. Your next romantic partner might like to keep their hair short. If this is a masculine, especially, they might like to keep that crew cut or military style hair really short. Now, this next romantic partner of yours is also very intuitive. So they pick up on signs that other people might normally miss out on. They can read the room, they can sense energies, they notice minute details. So if you think that you can lie to them and get away with it, that is absolutely not possible. You know what, group 1, all the best trying to keep surprises and hiding gifts from them. They will sniff it out, is what I'm being told. Now, even though this individual values their independence and their solitude, they still seem to be deeply rooted in whatever culture, whatever society, whatever tradition they come from. And it's almost as if they've learned how to strike a balance between both those things. Yes, I have my own thoughts, I have my own opinions, but this does not mean that I'll absolutely disregard what my ancestors or what my parents have been doing since ages. I mean, at least, especially if it's convincing for them. They might be deeply religious or deeply spiritual. I also feel like this next romantic partner of yours, group 1, is an old soul. So they have that ancient wisdom. They look younger than their age. So even if you guys are the same age, they might look younger than you. And even though numerically they are, well, whatever digits, they, like I said, have a lot of innate wisdom. Sometimes when you're talking to your next romantic partner, it'll honestly feel like you're chatting up some old guy. They talk about life like they've already lived it. It's so profound that way. This is someone who might love outdoors, like a very outdoorsy person, loves going for camping trips, hiking, picnics, is what I'm hearing. And with Golden Palace over here in vegans, I very strongly feel group one that they might actually be looking for long term commitment. I don't think it's just another fleeting affair or a relationship, a short term relationship that they're looking for. I do feel like they want to put down their roots this time. So they want to get married, raise a family, things like that. Oh, I just got one more message for you, group one. Once you are together, you guys might decide to live a small town life or like a farm life, where you grow your own food and just stuff like that, living close to nature. That might be something that you guys are interested in. Okay, let us now take a look at your tarot cards for more information. Let's see. Spirit, how will someone meet their next romantic partner? We have the Knight of Pentacles for when I asked, how will you meet your next romantic partner? This might be related to a work trip, or it can also be that you are minding your own business, you're going somewhere, you're on your way, and they are headed in the same direction, is what I just heard. So, for example, let's say that if you're going to some posh hotel to attend a conference or a seminar, they're also there. And so that's how you guys meet. In general, there is this energy of you both heading towards the same location, the same destination, and then that is where you guys meet each other. And of course, this being the energy of Pentacles, it is also possible that a lot of you might meet this person at work or through your work. Oh, I also heard while commuting to work. Oh, interesting. So if you guys take public transport to commute to work, and if there is a particular shuttle or a particular train that you guys, or a bus that you guys take on a daily basis, that is where you might meet this person. Okay, Spirit, when will group one meet their next romantic partner? We have the Page of Wands, so you're going to meet them very, very soon. The timing isn't clear. It can literally be a matter of a few weeks from now, as in whenever you watch this video, that you might meet each other. Oh, and it's so interesting when I see this girl over here and she's juggling these two cats, these two kittens rather, and both the kittens are walking towards each other. So very similar to the energy that I was picking up for you guys, that you both are heading in the same direction. And in a more profound sense, honestly, group one, it's almost as if it is the universe that has been guiding both of you towards each other for the longest time. So any rejections, any, like dead ends, reroutes, whatever you've been through, it is because both of you were being guided towards each other. There's one more message that I'm getting, group one. Sorry if I said group two earlier, or maybe I didn't. Anyway, make sure to say yes to any invitations that come your way in the next few weeks. Any impromptu plans that come up, any impromptu invitations that are coming your way, say yes to them. Okay. What else do I want to look at? Let's see, what will your relationship with each other be like? So what will be one's relationship like with the next romantic partner? Oh, I love this for you guys. We have the Four of Swords over here. It'll be very, very comforting. It'll be very healing. No drama, no bullshit, no mind games. And see, this is so interesting because this is a very peaceful energy, right? And this is in general the kind of person that you are attracting. They like that. They like that peace. And they're precisely bringing those same energies into your life. So that is really great. This relationship is going to prove to be very healing for you, group one, especially if in the past you've been through your fair share of drama. Guys who absolutely did not know how to value you. That is not going to happen with your next romantic partner. They will cherish you. They will make you feel so loved. Okay, I specifically heard emotional security. So I think in your past connections, one of the biggest things that was missing was emotional security. And that is something very, very pivotal that your next romantic partner will be bringing in your life. Okay, let us now see what will be your next romantic partner's first impression of you, just because I know a lot of you guys really love knowing that. So, what will be group one's next romantic partner's first impression of them? Oh, we have the Ace of Swords upright and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You're nothing like them. You're nothing like them. See, I told you initially that this is someone who's very religious or very spiritual, very connected to their tradition, their community, their culture. I don't think you're like that. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not religious or you're not spiritual or that you don't value your culture or where you come from, but I don't think you do it as deeply as they do. I feel like you are a bit more of a vagabond in that sense as compared to this person. But they kind of like that. And they also notice that you are very quick to put people in their position. I mean, show people their place. You have zero tolerance for bullshit. And it'll be very clear to this person, especially if the place where you guys are meeting does in fact have a lot of people around. There might be someone who tries to act smart and you're like, listen, and then you put that person or you show that person their place, and this guy is over there like, whoa, I could have never done that. Who is this person? And so maybe that is what draws them towards you. Like, you call a spade and you're not afraid of that. You tell it as it is. No games, no drama, no unnecessary sugarcoating. Wow. And I got one more message for you, group one. The minute they fall for you, they will also get this realization that maybe their family might not immediately approve of you. Because, like we've seen that they're very different from how you are, not if not necessarily who you are, but it won't matter to them. It's like, we have the Ace of Swords above the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It absolutely wouldn't matter to them. They will not focus on these differences. If anything, the differences will only make you more alluring to them. Okay, now let's close your reading by asking for some guidance for you for this new relationship of yours. Spirit, what guidance do you have for their relationship with this next romantic partner, please? We have Judgment. Do not let your past interfere with this beautiful future that awaits you, group one. I understand that it is very easy to get triggered when the new person says something or does something which initially reminds you of someone from your past, and you're like, shit, what if this also goes downhill like it did in the past? But it's not necessary. Most of the times, actually, it is our thoughts that start racing. So learning how to control that is going to be the key over here. This is someone who is very, very compatible with you, and in time it will be very clear to you as well. You just have to make sure that you do not draw unnecessary parallels between them and whoever it is that you've dealt with in the past. Even if a few likes or a few dislikes are same here or there, does not mean that they're the same people with the same values or the same behavioral patterns. All right. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group one. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group two. If you guys chose the second image, let's take a look at your oracles first to find out who is your next romantic partner, and then we'll find out more details using the tarot cards. So the oracles that came out for you are air element. This says philosophy, discrimination, and empathy, and we have the number 25 written on the card. We've got tiger, which says accept your magnificence. We have angel that says helping those in need with no expectation of return. And we've got coming apart with the number 46. Wow. So this relationship or this next partner of yours comes in a life with this massive shake up energy, like a bolt from the blue, something you weren't expecting, but something that you definitely needed. Heads up, this connection or this person will trigger you, but not necessarily in a bad way. I am hearing old identities. So I feel like, yeah, this is actually triggering aimed at a positive outcome for you, group 2. This person will force you to move out of your comfort zone, think outside of the box, shed old patterns, shed old beliefs. They're like a catalyst. They're like a catalyst that is coming in to help you jump up to the next level. That is what I'm hearing for you, group 2. So, definitely, it is a very powerful connection. And we do have hot air balloons symbolized over here, which again, go up, up, and up. Oh, which reminds me of this really lovely movie called Up. Sad intro, but anyway, amazing story. So, and here's the thing, initially it can be awkward, initially it can be uncomfortable, there might even be some like love hate dynamic over here, nothing hot and cold, but yeah, slow burn. That is actually what I'm picking up on. Can be a little bit of a slow burn thing for you guys, group 2. You might be an air sign, this next romantic partner of yours might be an air sign. And when I look at the tiger next to the angel, this definitely confirms, group 2, that this individual is, or has rather, a very intimidating personality. It's not that easy for people to just walk up to them and start chatting them up. They know who they are, and they walk with that authority. They walk with, like every footstep has that vibe of, I know who I am, I know what I bring to the table, that sense of commanding energy to them for sure. But that's just the outer layer, because within them also resides this really sweet energy over here of an angel. They're very helpful, they're very, very compassionate, very empathetic. They do not discriminate between people. Like if a super rich person and a not so rich person comes to them, and both of them, let's say, are having a similar kind of issue regarding anything, it's not like they'll prioritize the rich person and disregard the other person. They'll give equal attention and distribute equal resources to both, give equal time to both. However, the situation might play out. And they do not expect anything in return. They're not helping you and then, making a mental note, oh, I helped group 2 today. So 2, 3, 4 weeks, 6 years, whatever down the line, if I need any help from them, I can use this card. I can say that, don't you remember? No, nothing of that nature with this person. Very, very accomplished, very hard to bring down, very hard to have like a one-on-one conversation with them, is also what I'm hearing. Mostly conversations with them, for most of the people, not for you of course, are fleeting in nature. I also feel like there will be a difference between how they behave with you versus how they'll be behaving with others. With others, they might be a bit more reserved, a bit more, I would say, formal. Like, oh, are we done? I just mean business, things like that. But with you, they'll be a softie, for sure. And by the way, I am also sensing that they are nothing like anyone you've ever been with in the past, group 2. Okay, and this is where it gets fun. Their personality is intimidating, but it's not like they are scary to look at. They actually have a very angelic face, as people often say. Very soft features, someone who looks like they are a very kind soul, but then sometimes there can be this coldness in their eyes because the warmth is reserved for special people and special occasions. And of course, you would be one of those special people for sure. When I read it from this end to this end, it also feels like your romantic partner is someone who has had a troubled past, not necessarily in their love life, can be anything, life circumstances, if you will. And it seems as if many a times this individual had to build themselves back up from scratch. But through that journey, they did not lose their softness, they did not lose their empathy. They're reserved now, They're very, very firm with their boundaries now, very strict with their boundaries now, but at the core, they're still the same person. And I think because they've been through their fair share of difficulties and come out stronger, I feel like that is one of the reasons why they like to help others. So, might be someone who's deeply into humanitarian stuff. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Group 2. Spirit, how will Group 2 meet their next romantic partner? We have the Page of Swords, so most likely you'll be meeting your next romantic partner online. This can be anything. This can be you guys being part of the same online forum, being part of the same group, Facebook group, or wherever, connecting with each other through Instagram, or you reaching out to them or them reaching out to you regarding something. I heard business proposal, might be something like that. A collaboration opportunity can be that. But basically, it is the digital space where you guys would be meeting each other. Can be dating apps for a few of you, but the reason why I'm saying a few of you is because of what I heard, business proposal. So I feel like for most of you, it will be a connection that you are making or they are extending towards you with the purpose of something more. And I think that is how eventually the conversations will start flowing. Spirit, when will Group 2 meet their next romantic partner? We have the Hierophant. Can be, I think you'll just know when it's time. Oh, okay. I love how Spirit describes situations rather than literal time frames sometimes. Actually, most of the times that's how it is. Anyway, so Group 2 with the Hierophant over here. If you guys have been feeling this itch to expand your knowledge somehow, study something, take up a new course, then I think it is around, or if you're going, let's say, for a new degree somewhere, even if it's in the same city, state, or country, that is where you might meet them. So if you are literally moving to another location or taking admission in a school for some program, for some degree, that is where you might meet them. Otherwise, if it's a group or a website or a forum from where you're getting this knowledge, that is where you might connect with them. But I am not seeing a student teacher dynamic over here, so I don't think that is what this is. It's just you guys being present at the same location. Yeah, I still stand by the whole digital space thing and the work thing for most of you, but yes, for some of you, I mean, timing wise, basically, it can be when you are expanding your knowledge in some capacity, whether physically going someplace to gain that knowledge or when you've started online classes for something. Around that time, you will be connecting with this person online. Okay, now let's see, Spirit, what will be Group 2's next romantic partner's first impression of Group 2? We have the Moon in reverse. I'll tell you why this is interesting. They will be able to read you like an open book, and you might not like it. The reason why you might not like it, Group 2, is because you might think to yourself, ooh, I'm very mysterious. Okay, I know how it sounded, but I genuinely did not mean it in a mocking way. I think you take a lot of pride in sort of, how do I put this? Not really revealing too much about yourself, not really hanging out with just about anyone, or not oversharing. Basically, I think you really like the fact that you don't overshare. And by the way, I like this fact about you as well, that you do not overshare. And I do feel that for most of the people, it is difficult to guess how you are feeling, what are you thinking. Maybe except people who are super close to you, like your mom or your sibling, they might always know what's up with you just by looking at your face. But that does not happen with anyone else. And then comes this person, your next romantic partner. You will not be able to hide stuff from them. One look at you and they will know exactly what's up. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? You might feel very naked in front of them. And I don't mean it literally, of course. I mean, I hope you know what I mean. You will feel very naked in front of them. It's like they see right through you. It's like they can scan your heart or your head, however it is that you want to put it. So their first impression of you basically they will know that you're a sensitive person. They will know that you are somebody who likes to keep to themselves or is selective about who you open up with. They'll be very curious to know more about you. In fact, I'm being told that once they have connected with you online, they might try to dig up as much information as they can about you online, which I think is being confirmed with the energy of the Hierophant over here as well. You know, like going to a source, most likely search engines and stuff, to find out about you. They will like the fact that you keep to yourself, and yet for some reason they are gravitating towards you and they can't help it. There might be a lot of communicating using the eyes before anything else. I mean, of course, after you guys have connected. Oh, I'm being told that when you meet each other for the first time face to face, there might be more of just like awkward silences and looking at each other and less of talking. Maybe they take time to open up, and maybe suddenly you will start feeling very shy because you're feeling very seen. It can be something like that. I think they will like the fact that you keep your cards close to your chest, but you drop enough hints to see who can pick them up. So it's like a game of sorts, and they will be down to play for sure. Okay, let's see what guidance does Spirit have for you for this upcoming relationship of yours, group 2. Spirit, what guidance do you have to do for their relationship with their next romantic partner? We've got the Two of Pentacles. I'm getting a couple of different messages over here. Firstly, if you are habitual of being in codependent relationships in the past, that is something you need to work upon. Secondly, do not hand over your power to this person. They are a good person, we can see that. Literally, we have the angel card over here. But this does not mean that you hand over your power to this person. Do not make that mistake. You have to make sure that the relationship is balanced. Do not think that you have to prove your worth to them. All right, don't try to earn their love or earn their respect. They like you as it is, they respect you as it is. Honestly, like, they couldn't care less. Maybe this is a conditioned response because in the past you had to prove your worth to others, but you won't have to do no such thing with them. So whenever you see this tendency popping up, because of which, oh, guys, I just realized the Two of Pentacles is underneath coming apart, and I had explained that this relationship can be triggering in some aspects for you. Yeah, so makes sense. Yeah, definitely makes sense. So whether it is your habit of people pleasing, appeasing others, really trying hard to be liked, being afraid of saying no, thinking that shouldering the relationship is entirely your responsibility, these are the beliefs that this relationship will force you to shed, because the relationship with them won't be anything like it. There will be equal effort, there will be reciprocity. So just keep that in mind. All right, group 2. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you guys chose the third image, let's find out first using your oracles who is your next romantic partner, and then we'll find out more details using your tarot cards. So the oracles that came out for you are the Galactic Federation with the number 22, and it says collaboration, meetings, and community. Then we have Hyena that says dare to be different. We've got Gambler that says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And we have Ghostlands with the number 17. Okay, there might be an age gap of 4 or 5 years, give or take, between you and this next romantic partner of yours. It is quite possible that you might meet each other through some collaboration or meeting that you're attending. You guys might be part of the same community, same social circle. I mean, you guys run in the same circle. Maybe you've never run into each other so far. That is possible for a few of you. Oh, okay. I am getting a message for a few of you, group 3. For some of you, this might be a person who you know, but whom you haven't really spoken to in a really long time. I mean, it's basically cold at this point. You don't talk to each other, but not because you don't like each other or it's some ex of yours. This could have been someone you used to study with or something, or worked with, and then either they changed jobs or changed schools or whatever, or you did, and so you guys organically fell out of touch. And it might just happen that you run into each other someplace again and reconnect, and then take things forward from there. So that is um, a message that I'm getting for a few of you. Now, if I specifically talk about who this person is, this is someone super authentic, by the way, might have heavy Aquarius in their chart, does not care about what people think of them. They march to the beat of their own drum. Oh, it's very similar to the energy of the Fool, I would say. They do as they please. They honestly couldn't care less whether anybody else agrees with them or not. And why is that? Not because they're a rebel without a cause, but because they have a lot of self confidence, and they are highly, highly connected with their intuition. So when they get any such intuitive download, and whenever they get this hit to do something, to go after something, then they do it. They just go for it. For instance, if they want to start a business selling, I don't know, incense sticks, maybe, all right, and someone might tell them the market's very saturated, and these days we've got all sorts of herbal incense sticks and this and that. Who's going to buy from you? But because their intuition is nudging them in that direction, they wouldn't care. They will go for it. They'll open their, storefront online or offline, and they will make great sales as well. Their intuition always leads them to the right direction. This is someone who sometimes lives in the past. They might have some Cancer energy in their chart as well. They like to relive past memories, past moments. Nostalgia might just be their favorite emotion. Group 3 is what I'm being told. They might have a laugh that is very unique, and it might be one of the things that people remember them by. Nothing weird, but yeah, just different. They might also have a very active social life, so they're always meeting or hanging out with someone or the other. And I'm also getting a message that the people they hang out with might not necessarily be friends with each other, but they're all friends with this person. And so it's like they're at the center of this little community. They love hosting, is what I'm hearing. They love hosting house parties and stuff like that. I'm hearing bowling and like a gaming arcade. These places or these activities might be of some significance. Some of you might meet at a bowling alley or a gaming arcade. Sometimes you might find them annoying, is what I'm being told, group 3. Especially when they say, oh, doesn't matter, let's just do it, let's just go for it, who cares, we'll see what happens. Especially if you are someone, group 3, who loves to plan every little detail, you might find this habit of theirs very irresponsible or impulsive or annoying, whatever word you might want to use. But eventually, I think it'll rub off on you. Eventually, they will help you understand. And I'm not saying that you will completely stop planning. No, I don't see you becoming just like them. But yes, this is one thing that along the way, you will for sure be learning from them, that sometimes It is okay to let life surprise you. Sometimes it is okay to give universe that wiggle room to do as it pleases, and it is not necessary for you to always be in control of everything and in control of all the outcomes. Okay. Oh, and I'm also getting one more really interesting message. Your next romantic partner might be very well versed in an ancient language. So, a language that not a lot of people are aware of, not a lot of people use, but this next romantic partner of yours is very well versed in that ancient language. Okay, let's take a look at more details now for you, group 3. Spirit, how will group 3 meet their next romantic partner? We have the Wheel of Fortune. It'll be very, very, it will feel very fated, it'll feel very destined. It's giving, oh God, I can't believe I just said that. Okay. It feels like you guys will be at the same place at the same time, and it's like the universe is moving little pieces here and there to make sure that on that day, on that date, you guys cross paths with each other. So it'll feel very fated. It's not the kind of shit that you can make up for sure. Um, might feel like a storyline straight out of a movie for a few of you. And I'm also, oh, so we have this spiral over here and then again over here. So this is no coincidence. And so the message that I was getting just now is that for some of you, you guys might meet each other at an event whose I mean, the invitation to which you guys have constantly been denying. You know, I don't want to go, I don't want to meet those people, I don't want to go there. But then you keep getting that invitation again and again and again, and eventually you're like, you know what, to hell with it, fine, I'll go. And so you eventually do go to that place, and that is where you guys run into each other. And of course, for a few of you, it's like life is bringing you guys back in each other's on each other's paths or whatever, because that is what is meant to be. Spirit, when will group 3 meet their next romantic partner? It might be anywhere between 6 weeks to 6 months for a few of you, depending on when are you guys seeing this. And I'm also okay. And yeah, Six of Cups is an energy for reunion. So it can literally be a reunion, like a class reunion or something, where you guys come in contact with each other again. But not for all of you, of course, especially not if this is someone new. In that case, I feel like you guys have spent past lives together and your destinies are intertwined in a way where you guys have to meet each other again. But yeah, give or take 6 weeks to 6 months. Spirit, what will be group 3's next partner's first impression of them? We have the Emperor. So when this next romantic partner of yours interacts with you for the first time, or for the first time after a long time, depending on how it's going to play out for you guys, they will feel like you, I mean, they'll see you as this go-getter. They'll see you as someone who's very, very accomplished. They'll see you as someone who means business, someone who's not really in the mood for meaningless meaningless talks, not someone who is looking for small talks. They might actually see you going and standing in a small group, but then everyone's small talking. So you leave that group, you go and stand in another group, like that. They might think twice before approaching you, because either you guys have a resting bitch face, or for some reason that day it'll just seem like you're not really interested in lengthy conversations. But I feel like they'll obviously take their chance and approach you, to have a conversation with you. You're sitting on your throne. So it's not you who is initiating, it is for sure them who is coming towards you. They love the perfume that you'll be wearing that day, by the way, group 3, just an additional message. They will also feel like there is more to you than what meets the eye, or that you are really filtering whatever information you're giving about yourself, and that there's more depth to you, there's more depth to your personality. But you might be saving it for later, you might be saving it for when you guys are closer to each other. And with the 6 of Cups leading to the energy of the Emperor, you might not notice them right away. They will notice you first. And when they do, see, if this is someone who already knows you and it's a reunion setting where you guys are meeting, of course, they'll be like, oh my gosh, yes, group 3, what a glow up. I'm so amazed to see them. But if this is someone new with whom you've had past lives together, when they see you, you will feel oddly familiar. You will not feel like a stranger at all. And maybe, just maybe, because they don't feel like a stranger, I mean, you don't feel like a stranger to them, that is what might give them the courage to walk up to you. Okay, Spirit, what guidance would you like to give to group 3 for their relationship with their next romantic partner? We have the Sun and the Tower. Do not unnecessarily assume the worst. You know, like one small argument does not mean that, oh my god, he does not love me anymore. That's just your negative thoughts racing ahead of you. And you have to make sure that you don't happen. You also have to make sure with the Sun and the Tower over here that you focus more on the positives. I'm not saying that ignore the red flags if there are any, but don't go looking for red flags with a magnifying glass either, because none of us are perfect, right? What is a normal bad habit for you might be a very big red flag for someone else if they come to look at you with a magnifying glass. That's what I'm saying. So don't go looking around like that for their faults. Focus more on the goodness of their heart, the goodness of who they are, the positives in the relationship. Don't jump to worst case scenarios. Don't, oh, and okay, I get it. See, the reason why you might be jumping to worst case scenarios is because the relationship will feel too good to be true. And so it's very natural for your past hurts to get triggered, because maybe in the past you've been with people who led you on and who made it seem like, oh, they're in it for the long haul, but then they left. And so when with this guy things start happening, I mean, with this person things start happening and they're amazing, you feel good, they make you feel loved and cherished and appreciated and all of that, these past hurts might resurface and you might think, oh, I mean, you know, they're just probably leading me on, and there's no way in hell this connection is that good. Any minute now, they'll just walk away from me. But that is not going to happen. That was in the past, and this person likes to live in the past. Yes, they like nostalgia, but they're not literally someone who broke your heart, right? This is not that person. And when they're not that person, they're not going to do the same things as that person. And you just have to have more hope and more faith and let those take precedence over your fears. All right, group 3. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you are new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.